This story starts, as all good stories do, with once upon a time. Once upon a time, there lived a little old lady, a little old man, and they lived together in a beautiful cottage near a river. One day, the little old lady decided that she wanted to bake something. So she went into the kitchen and she pulled a recipe book off the shelf and she opened it in front of her. So many recipes. What could she make? She turned the pages. A cake? No, not a cake. Oh, a pie maybe. No, not a pie. Oh, jam tarts. Oh, no, not jam tarts. The little old lady turned one last page and she found the perfect recipe. A gingerbread man. Perfect. So she gathered all of the ingredients that she would need. She gathered some flour and butter and sugar and all of the spices that she'd want. And she mixed them all together in a big bowl. It made the most beautiful, soft and sweet smelling dough. Then the little old lady rolled out the dough and she cut out the most beautiful gingerbread man shape. She gave him 2 raisins for his eyes. She gave him a strawberry lace for his mouth and 3 chocolate drops for buttons. Then she popped the gingerbread man onto a baking sheet and she placed him carefully into the oven. And as she carefully closed that oven door, she couldn't help but rub her hands together with joy, thinking of the tasty treat that she would have later when she could open the oven door again. Time ticked by, and eventually the timer on the oven rang with a shrill sound. The little old lady bent down and she opened up the oven door very carefully. As she looked at the inside of the oven, she thought, my goodness, that looks delicious. But before she had time to take the tray out of the oven, the gingerbread man jumped up and jumped out of the oven and ran off across the kitchen floor. Stop! Cried the little old lady. I want to eat you. But the gingerbread man, he didn't stop, and he carried on running, laughing and singing. Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. And the little old lady ran after him. Well, the gingerbread man ran across the kitchen floor, out of the kitchen door and down the steps and into the garden. In the garden, the little old man was mowing the lawn and he watched as the gingerbread man jumped down the steps out of the house and ran along the path. And he thought, my goodness, that looks delicious. Stop! Shouted the little old man. I want to eat you. But the gingerbread man didn't stop. He didn't even slow down. Instead, he carried on running, laughing and singing. Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. And the little old lady and the little old man ran after the gingerbread man. Well, the gingerbread man ran along the garden path, out of the garden gate, and he turned into the lane. And there he passed a lazy cat, who was lying on top of the garden wall, lounging in the warm sunshine. The lazy cat watched the gingerbread man run out of the gate and into the lane. And he thought, my goodness, that looks delicious. Stop, said the lazy cat. I want to eat you. And did the gingerbread man stop? Of course he didn't. He just ran on, laughing and singing. Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. So now the gingerbread man ran on, followed by the little old lady, the little old man and the lazy cat. The gingerbread man ran down the lane and eventually he passed a farm gate. And there at the bottom of the farm gate, there sat a scruffy dog. And the scruffy dog saw the gingerbread man running down the lane and he thought, my goodness, that looks delicious. Stop, cried the dog. I want to eat you. Well, of course, the gingerbread man didn't stop. He didn't even slow down. He just ran on, laughing and singing. Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. So now, the gingerbread man ran on and he was followed by the little old lady, the little old man, the lazy cat and the scruffy dog. Well, the gingerbread man ran down the lane. Then he jumped over a stile and across a field. And in that field there was a tired horse who was standing in the shade of a beautiful old oak tree. And the tired horse watched the gingerbread man. He watched him run across the field and he thought, my goodness, that looks delicious. Stop, cried the tired horse. I want to eat you. But of course, the gingerbread man didn't stop. In fact, he ran faster than ever. And he ran, and he laughed, and he sang. Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. So now the gingerbread man ran on across the field and he was followed by the little old lady, the little old man, the lazy cat, the scruffy dog and the tired horse. And he ran down to the bottom of the tired horse's fields, through a hedge and across another field. And finally he came to a wide and fast flowing river. Stop, shouted the gingerbread man. But of course, the river didn't stop. It carried on flowing just as fast as it always had. And as the water burbled over the rocks, it sounded like it was singing. And it was singing, you run, run as fast as you can, but now you're stuck, little gingerbread man. Because in our story, even the river's got attitude. The gingerbread man dipped his foot into the water and he pulled his foot straight out of the water and shuddered. That water was cold. To one side of him, there stood a sly old fox fox. And the sly old fox had seen the gingerbread man running down the field and dipping his foot into the water. And he thought, my goodness, that gingerbread man looks delicious. Hey, little gingerbread man, hop onto my tail, said the sly old fox. I'll take you to safety across the river. The gingerbread man looked behind him, and he could see the little old lady, the little old man, the lazy cat, the scruffy dog, and the tired horse all getting closer and closer and closer. He looked onwards to where the fast-flowing, wide river stood ahead, and he made a decision. He jumped onto the tail of the sly old fox, and together they stepped forward into the water. But no sooner had the fox stepped into the water than his tail started to dip lower, and the gingerbread man's feet started to get wet in the river's waves. "Oh!" shouted the gingerbread man. "Fox, my feet are getting wet." "Oh, little gingerbread man," said the sly old fox, "you are too heavy for my tail. Why don't you climb up onto my back?" So the gingerbread man did. He climbed up and sat in the middle of the fox's back. As the pair were halfway across the river, the water level rose, and the river's waves started to tickle the gingerbread man's feet again. "Oh!" said the gingerbread man. "Fox, my feet are getting wet." "Oh, little gingerbread man," said the sly old fox, "you're just a little bit too heavy. If you climb up onto my nose, I'll keep you dry and get you to the other side." So the gingerbread man climbed up the fox's back, onto the fox's head, and sat on the fox's nose. And just as they were about to reach the other side, the gingerbread man looked behind him, and he saw the little old lady, the little old man, the lazy cat, the scruffy dog, and the tired horse, all standing at the water's edge. And he turned, and he laughed, and he pulled a face at them. And it was at that moment that the sly old fox flicked his head, and the gingerbread man tumbled up, 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 and then down, down, down. And with a final snap of the fox's jaws, that was the end of the gingerbread man.